Hello, John.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fine. Great.
Take it away.
Sink those frog pirates. In Cherbourg Harbour a mob attacks a Royal Navy vessel and burns the white ensign. Off the Channel Islands French trawlermen kidnap Navy officers. Do we hear a lion's roar of defiance? We do not. Instead, British ministers wring their hands and bleat about the dangers of using gunboat tactics. The French must be laughing their socks off. Fury. Again and again, again and again, they have shown that their thuggery pays. Again and again, again and again, they have shown that their thuggery pays. They burn a lamb, attack a lorry drivers, and steal a fish. It's time we unleashed the power of our navy. Next time those pirates try it on, try it on, try it on, we should order them into the lifeboats at gunpoint, then use their rust buckets for target practice.
Inspired. John Bentley. John Bentley's rendition of that Sun editorial. Particularly, actually, there was a good piece in the this week about Princess Anne's psychology. John, thank you. I said thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, good.
Good.
Brilliant.
Carry on.
Made my day.
And mine.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, now this record's been doing the rounds, and you may well be sick and tired of it. It's a kind of media thing, but the versions of Stairway to Heaven, which came out of that Australian TV show, which spawned the tragic emergence of Rolf Harris, with his version of Stairway to Heaven. One good track on this album is by the Australian Doors show. Have a listen to the care that this has been put together with.
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold. She's buying a stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stalls are all closed, with a word she can get what she came for.
Pales slightly when you consider that this isn't just a one-off. These people actually spend their lives taking this much care to sound like the Doors.
Sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven. It makes me wonder. It makes me wonder.
Chris Morris, GLR, still to come between 11 and 12. The Calls to Franco. Some sort of feedback encounter. Possibly have room for the radio's most depressing column, Temporary Open Space. And answers to things like, where does the sample in this track come from? Number 071224000, 94.9 FM, it's 11 o'clock. I'm too sexy for John Bird.
GLR 2020 travel in the south and Sloane Avenue. The single line working between Ixworth Place and Macon Street with temporary traffic lights in place. That's for Crane working. Traffic lights are out of action on Wandsworth High Street at Buckhold Road. Central London, a reminder, Tower Bridge is going to be lifted today at 2 o'clock. In the City of London, weekend work at Ludgate Circus has meant the closure of the A4 Fleet Street and Ludgate Hill, and A201 traffic approaching Ludgate Circus from the north and south is restricted to single line working all the weekend. And the Piccadilly Underpass is closed today until 4:30. In the east, Prescott Street and Aldgate is closed at Lehman Street, that's for roadworks. The A104 Lee Bridge Road in Walthamstow has single line working at Dunton Street, and traffic lights out of action in Rumford Road at Green Street, Forest Gate. Watch out there. Moya O'Shea, the BBC Travel Centre.
Thanks.
Chris. Blustering eunuch John Bentley departs with a crawl, a work of genius penned by him this morning, setting the Sun editorial to music. Luckily we recorded, already people phoning up to see if they can make a record contract out of that. Thanks very much to him. Everlasting doodah from the whatnot. And here's today's feedback report number 1. Noise attendants, are they necessary?
Noise attendants?
It is said that there's too much noise at the moment. Noise attendants might be one solution.
Yeah, I think so, because it's very difficult to find a pub now that's not blasting out music.
How many noise attendants would you like to see?
Oh, about 2 or 3, I think.
2 or 3 per acre?
Yeah.
How much public money would you be prepared to see spent on noise attendants?
Oh, God. £10 million, something like that?
What colour uniform should they wear?
I would just say something like a pale blue blazer, something like that. So they've got to stand out, haven't they?
Should they have a little box to stand on if they were below a certain height?
I suppose so.
Or
Yeah.
how big a box?
Well, about the size of a beer crate.
If they were to serve their function well, they couldn't really talk above the noise that was being made. Otherwise, they'd be making more noise themselves.
Yeah.
So what would you have them do?
Well, they probably have to flash a card and say, please,
What would be written on the card?
I am a noise attender. Please reduce the level of noise that is being manufactured in this area.
Are you surprised that your opinions agree almost exactly with those of the German ear Dr. Herr Rigging in the Kopf?
No.
Well, I congratulate you.
Ah, okay.
Just entertaining the ambition. I don't know if I'll do it for this programme. I suppose if anybody feels that they want to flex themselves in this direction, then why not? I do want to talk to somebody who's been punched full in the face by a celebrity. We take it on our own heads, but if you want to take part in that, do. Meanwhile, there's more guff coming up about the Queen Mother's unexpected but rather delightful pregnancy. We've heard so far today that the Queen Mother is indeed pregnant. The Queen has expressed cautious delight in public, although privately is said to be appalled. Prince Charles burst into tears in church yesterday, and the sensation, which is unconfirmed as yet by all organisations other than Dig News, is that the child will be a boy, which plunges us into a constitutional crisis should the child be born. Donald Sinden, who will be the godfather, is said to be delighted. There's a quote from him here. "I've always wanted to be responsible for the king," he said, beaming to reporters last night. More on the Queen Mum's pregnancy as we get it, but if she has a boy child, the Queen's off. 23 minutes past 11. If you want to know what to do this weekend, if you're a little bit stuck for action, a couple of items for you from the GLR What's On sect. Bit of a round-robin one, the first one. Throughout the weekend, Chanticleer Gardsley is back in town again. He'll be releasing his team of gibbons into old people's homes to entertain. And at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon at Westminster Bridge, worth getting along for this, although it will be televised as well, part of the Shelter at Easter programme, the benevolent rich will be flinging themselves into the river for the entertainment of the homeless. So once again, watch out, catch Chanticleer Gardsley, who's releasing his team of gibbons into various old people's homes throughout the weekend to entertain. And 3:30 tomorrow afternoon at Westminster Bridge, part of the Shelter at Easter campaign, the benevolent rich will be flinging themselves into the river for the benefit and entertainment of the homeless. It's going to be televised on Channel 4, I'm not quite sure when. Tony,
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, it's melting actually, but not too bad. How about you?
I'm fine, thanks, yeah.
Yeah, driving today?
Not if I can help it, no.
Okay, walking?
Yeah, probably.
Where?
I'm walking around the post office in a moment.
Go for a stroll.
I will.
Yeah. Hello, Graham.
Hello.
Where are you?
Chapel St Giles.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yeah, you pretend countryman, you.
Yes.
Yeah, with the do you have a fake barber jacket, dear?
I do, as a matter of fact,
And a
yeah.
small, rather too convenient dog that you get a bit doughy about?
That's the one, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
you bendy old bugger, you. What's the answer that you phoned in about?
The sample in the song.
Oh, yeah, and the Arrested Development, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, and it was, or is...
It could be David Bowie, TV15.
Thank you, Graham.
Oh, thank you.
Tim,
How extraordinary.
in Tooting,
Extraordinary even more.
is that the end of it, or was that the sum of your contribution, or is there more?
No, that's the multiplication of my contribution. The idea is that I was going to answer
What's the log? Yeah?
the Brian Ferry with reference to question.
Far away. Hang on, just let me work out. I think I've got a record lined up, so you may have to babble for some considerable period of time. But I'm sure that won't worry you. Yeah.
Would you like me to begin babbling now?
No, Well, I think you've already started. The Brian Ferry clue or answer is.
Well, I was actually going to say exactly the same answer as the previous caller, David Bowie.
Give it a go, because David Bowie was for something different, I think.
1, 2, 3, David.
No,
Bowie.
Tim. Bye-bye. You're that kind of wacky guy that turns up to parties and everybody loves to see you. It's Tony.
Hi.
Yeah, you're back again, Tony.
Yeah.
Okay, for some reason, do you have legs the same length?
As whom?
Well, each leg the same length as the
Yeah, I
other?
do, yeah. Yeah, identical, though.
Okay, and when you walk, left and right, does the right arm follow the right leg or the left leg?
The right arm follows the left leg.
Okay, so I saw somebody this morning doing the old right arm, right leg, and I was shattered, but it made my day. That and the smell of a 1960s Mini Cooper, which was hovering somewhere around Dalston. But anyway, what's your answer?
It's the trashy music, the 7-Eleven thing.
Oh, yeah.
I've got an inkling that it might be Simon Le Bon.
9 is not Simon Le Bon, but yeah, exactly. You too. I'm going to cue it up again. I'll play it in a minute. Yeah, this is the trashy music which we're trying to solve. You're wrong, by the way, Tony. You can go anytime you want.
All right, cheers.
Bye-bye. 07122422000. We've got to bang these on the head. The various clues that I was talking about. If you want to name a famous person, that's a Brian Ferry clue. All you have to do. I'm not going to play you those clues for a moment, but here's a sample which you have to identify, which we had a shot at David Bowie. Not David Bowie. What is the sample in this Arrested Development song? Oh, hang on. I was about to play the sample there, so I was about to... auto shaft. Here we are. Here's the clue. Hang on.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, and here's the terrible song.
There is a shining light, for I know that this light is shining.
Okay, and I relent if I can find them. These are the clues comparing a famous person to Brian Ferry. Who is it?
I think he's not as fat as Brian Ferry.
I think Brian Ferry's got a bigger bladder than him.
I think that Brian Ferry has more teeth than him.
I think he eats more fibre than Brian Ferry.
I think Brian Ferry will sing Uno, Uno Blanca better than him.
I think he wears more makeup than Brian Ferry.
I think Brian Ferry is better looking than him.
Oh yes, and so do I.
So that's it. Adrian, have we got anyone for the sock game? Okay, well, we will, before 12 o'clock, have somebody for the sock game. If you want to take part, all it is answering 3 questions with a sock in your mouth. And the sock game on its way. But a letter. And I like letters, so I'll read this one out. And this one perhaps you'd like to help with, because there is a question mark at the end of it. Dear Chris, it says, I'm a gym manager. Many of the little girls who come along to the gym, aged between 3 and 5, are exceedingly out of shape. No pleasing curves grace their body. They're extremely straight, miniature, matronly shape, or even indeed reminiscent of the male. I've tried imposing an extreme diet, slimming tablets, corsets and so on, without much success. Any suggestions?